All right, back to Warfighter 2 Pacific Combat Card Game Solo. Day 2 of Guadalcanal. Yesterday we had an escape mission back from a frontal assault. And what we're going to do is we're going to spend some points. So the objective was in location 7. And so we got 7 points to spend. Tamura was awesome yesterday. Would have been nice if he had a gun. 7 points to spend. What I've decided to do is I've decided to give him this card, costs 5, leadership. All soldiers get +1 movement, so that's awesome. He's going to have that and help drive his soldiers across the battlefield. The other 2 points I'm going to spend on this guy here. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. And the reason is he gets 3 action points. He had a med kit yesterday and he did really good. So we're going to give him this 2-point called Loader. Pay 1 action to reload any 1 weapon in the same location. So he's going to be my support guy with extra actions. He's going to heal people, and he's going to be reloading their weapons if necessary. So that's my 7 points. We got to pick a mission card for the day. Let's pick, how do we do this? We'll just pick this one right here. It's a Guadalcanal mission. Jungle Ambush. That doesn't sound good. Wow. So I get 29 points. Objective is in location number 3, so it's going to be a short mission. We're going to take the second one down, third one, I guess. Here it is, location 3. And this is a jungle trail. So I'm going to put my team together and do the first turn. We're going to try to use my leader if we can. But, oh God, we can't. He's 27 points just for himself, plus the 5 for the leadership. And I'm only allowed to spend 29 points. I got to re-outfit my troops somehow. Let's take a look at the objective. Objective says, eliminate the hostiles. Gain +1 cover against ranged and indirect attacks. Soldiers cannot move if equipped with 5 or more loadout of gear. One of those deals again. All right, should be a shorter mission. Let me put it together and be ready for the first turn. All right, we're all set up and ready to go for the first turn. We're doing the jungle ambush on the jungle trail. Short mission, 29 points. I decided to go with Abe. He was in the escape mission yesterday. He got back to camp. I guess the medics checked him, said he was good, and you go back out the next morning. So that's what happens in the Army. His movement's kind of low, but he does get a hand of 6 cards. This jungle trail location, the defenders get +1 cover against range and indirect. This guy is a samurai. He's a knife fighter, whatever. He's going in with a samurai sword. He's going to do the killing. So that's what we're going to use him for. We got 2 cheaper guys here, 7 points and 5 points. So Yamada and Nakajima. And they come with a basic loadout of some guns and grenades and bayonets. So they're going to provide support, probably from this space. Since that Type 99 scoped rifle has a really good range, he might even stay back in camp. Depends whether this is an obstructed visual space or whether they can see through it and shoot into the jungle trail. So the first turn, we're going to draw our cards. I haven't looked at them yet. We've got a location marker, sniper support, move out, silver bullet's a good card when you're shooting, attack. When you inflict a hit at a range 0, inflict another hit on the same hostile card. So as a friggin' knife fighter, he's going to want to keep that card. So the first thing we're going to do for no actions is this magazine card. We don't really need to worry about. He's got no ammo. He doesn't have a pistol. He doesn't have a rifle. He's got nothing. He's going in. He's the leader on this mission. He's just got a samurai sword. We're going to cash in this location card because if we can't place a location there, we can't move to it. And we're going to pull a location card off the deck. Goes into his hand. Costs 1 action to play. It's a nature card. It's not obstructed vision. This is a great card. So we're going to put that in the middle. That's going to allow our guys to shoot through that. At least the guy with the Type 99. That's going in. It's 1 action to play. So Abe has to burn one of his 2 action points. As a second action, whenever we place a location, we immediately draw 4 and hostiles. So let's take a look here. We have 29 resource points on our mission, so we draw 2 points worth of hostiles. I shuffled it up. It came out there as an elite on top of the deck, so let's see if Oh wow, he's an elite and he's only worth 1 point in the top right, so we have to pull a second one. This guy's worth 3. A machine gun team. That's not good. Alright, so the machine gun team makes it +2 movement to enter. And this guy here, if 2 hits are inflicted with an explosion attack, move the timer forward 1 space. Alright, so that's what I've got to deal with. We got to push our way up to the road. Probably what we need to do is... Oh, excuse me. These guys are right here. We're not going to be moving in there until we take out that nest, because that makes entrance costs of 3 plus entrance costs of 2. So what we're going to have is our 2 fighters, Yamada and Nakajima. They're going to start spending some of their actions to try to shoot that guy from a distance. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. We spend an action for Yamada. Yamada right there. He's firing his Type 99 rifle at a range of 1. He needs an 8 or better to hit. So he's going to roll his die. He's got 1 for penetration and 1 for hit. The 6 has to exceed this guy's defensive value of 3, so he penetrates him. And a 6 with a Type 99 rifle, he needs an 8 to hit. He doesn't hit him. But he does, since he penetrated, he suppresses 1 of them. That means now it's only 1 extra point to do the entrance cost. And when the enemy shoots on their turn, they'll roll in this column instead. All right, so he's going to go ahead and do his second shot. A 6 and a 1. This is interesting. So... the guy gets another suppression because we beat him on the penetration, but a 1 is also below the reload value. So this guy, one of his ammos, he's currently out of ammo. He's going to have to spend an action next turn to reload. This will go away before he can even shoot. And yeah, so we're going to keep playing away at the machine gunner, see if we can push forward and how we do on this mission. All right, we've come up with a strategy on how to take out this machine gun nest that's sitting on the Marama Road. So Yamada had sniped at it twice, suppressed it, he ran out of ammo. We're going to have Abe play one of his cards. Move out. You or any soldier may perform a move without spending an action. So to do that, we have to burn an experience point. Somebody started with some. This guy here started with 2, so he's down to 1. Started with 2 XP. We play the card. He gets to move out for free. He has a movement of 3. The space takes 3 to move into, but the machine gun nest that's actually in there has a modifier of 0. So Abe, player number 3, unit number 3, moves it in there at no action cost, and he doesn't have to, nobody has to discard any cards because he has enough movement. Now he's going to throw one of his grenades, Type 97 grenade. He's going to throw it at the machine gun nest. He rolls 4 dice. So he's going to roll 1, 2, 4 dice and a penetration die. So we got to penetrate that bunker. It's not a bunker, it's just a position. So the machine gun nest, you have to roll better than a 3 on penetration, but since it's a grenade, it gets a penetration modifier of 1. So it's a 4. We penetrated the defensive position, and we needed on this range 0, 7 or better to hit. We got 1, 2, 3 hits. Hits and penetration is kills. 3 kills. This thing's dead. Boom. And Abe gets 3 experience points. And gain 1 extra XP for each hostile eliminated with a value of 2 or greater. He gets 4 experience points. So we're going to deal with that in a minute. The leader, who still has an action left, it doesn't cost him an action to play this card because it doesn't say so. Once each shoulder turn. Oh, first we're going to have this guy. He threw his grenade for 1 action. Sorry. Let's do a second action, and we're going to use the rifle at point blank range against the listening post that's there, the elite card. At a range of, we need a 7 to hit at a range of 0. So we're shooting at this guy right here. So it's a miss. Nothing happened. We're not out of ammo. We're going to go ahead and play that sniper support card anyway. I have to discard 2 cards to do it. I'm going to get rid of these 2 because they're useless. My leader has no guns or ammo. This goes into effect. attack a hostile card with a value of 0 or 1 and inflict 1 hit. So this guy gets an automatic hit. All right, it's looking pretty good. Sniper card's discarded. And my leader is going to spend his last action. I got a choice. I can refill my hand. Otherwise, it doesn't get refilled. Or I can move up into that position. Wow. I'm gonna go ahead and refill my hand, because if we start the next turn and my guys need to move or have special actions, you really need to have a set of cards in your hand. We're gonna keep this one. We're gonna spend an action to draw 6 cards, but I'm keeping this, so I draw 5 cards. And this will be here for next turn. There's 5 cards. Too Quiet. That's a good card if there are no hostiles in play. Suppress. Fubar, a location, which doesn't do me any good because it's a 3-space mission and all 3 locations are out, but I can use that to pay a cost or a discard or a movement, and that's it. So let me wrap up the turn. This guy gets to shoot. He's got 1 guy. I forgot to roll. As soon as an enemy comes out, every time you place whenever an enemy comes out, you need to roll to see who he's targeting. And we got 3 players, sorry. So 1, 2 is number 1, 3, 4 is 2, and 5, 6 is number 3. So he is targeting player number 2. So I'm just gonna put a 2 on there because I find this easier to do, sorry. So he's gonna shoot at Yamada, which is the guy that was sniping at him. He's got 1 KI in his card, so he's rolling 1 die. He rolls his, there went a die. He rolls his penetration. Wow, I guess that was the penetration die that fell on the floor. We're gonna re-roll all that. Okay, penetration and to hit. So total miss on Yamada. He didn't get hit. This guy's turn is over. One thing I needed to do is, since there is a unit here in this location, I needed to draw an enemy card. If it's a 0 or a 1, it's added to that battle line. It's a 2, so there were no reinforcements, and I'll put that on the bottom of the deck. And that's complete turn 1. Move the time track up, and that's a full turn. All right, turn 2. We've got a strategy now. We have Nakajima, who moved up. We've got the listening outpost that's partially suppressed. We hired Yamada with his Type 99 rifle to be a 1 to 2 space sniper. So we're going to keep player number 2 in this for the whole game in that location and not move him. First thing we're going to do is we're going to use him to try to get rid of that listening post. So he gets 2 actions a turn. Here he goes, his first shot. He needs high penetration, and he rolled a 6. For him to hit with Type 99 scope at a range of 1, he needed an 8. So that is a suppress. We get a suppress marker, means they can't fire. He's going to use his second action and roll again. We got a 7. And we needed an 8, so we missed again, and we did not penetrate the listening post defenses. But that unit is fully suppressed. He's not going to be shooting. We're going to then spend 1 action on Nakajima. We're going to move him into the location. Nakajima has 3 movement points, and this is an entrance cost of 3, so he goes in no problem. He's going to use his second action to do a point-blank shot against the listening post with his Type 38 rifle. At a range 0, he needs a 7 to hit. No, he suppressed him, but he's already suppressed. So we're on to the leader. Everybody else has spent all their actions. So Abe, there's some card management in here. You've got to figure out what's useful, what you can keep, what you're going to discard. I came up with a camouflage card that's going to help him when he goes into samurai action in space number 3. These cards we could discard if needed, but we need to move him up to be able to do that. So let's go ahead and spend an action on Abe, move him up. He's going to say, what's going on up here, private? Oh, player 2, we wanted to keep in that location. We did not move him. The guy that's up here is sniping at the listening post, and we've got 1 more action. So again, we can attack that guy. Well, let's go hand to hand, Abe. So the combat cost in here is 2 action points. Abe has 1 action point less. but he's got stealth approach that reduces it by 1, and he's got stealth approach 2. So it costs him 0 additional action points to do a melee. So he just has to spend the 1 to activate the melee. So he's going in. He's going to use his samurai sword. The defenses are 4. So he's going to do the combo. He needs a 7 to hit, -2 on penetration. So we're going to go for it. Anything else we got here? Any cards I can play? No. So he's rolling his attack. Ooh, that wasn't good. He rolled a 1. That's like a stumble or some damn thing. All right, so just kind of a recap. This was turn 3. This might be 4, but turn 3, I activated this location, and we had a some kind of a naval boat, you know, an armored landing craft that was, I guess, on the other side of the jungle trail, and we've got to eliminate the enemies from here. There's no way we can kill this. Fortunately, Nakajima earlier in the game took out that machine gun nest that was hiding on the road, got 3 XP for that, and 1 more XP because of the mission. So we had plenty of XP to burn, so we were able to evade this boat without it detecting us. I determined I at least needed to go in there, so the next turn I had moved the leader in there, Abe, with his samurai sword. We paid to remove his stun from the last turn from his failed melee attack, and we moved him in. I stayed there till the end of the turn to see if a reinforcement came up. Nothing came up. The trail was clear. Hostiles, there are no hostiles there anymore, so they've either been, they weren't there or the boat was chased off. I think it's a victory. It's anticlimactic. I don't know how long I should have to sit there to see if enemies come up or draw new enemies, but I already dealt with the boat, and it was fortunate I had the XP. Otherwise, this mission would have been an automatic failure, probably. So it's a success. We're going to have 3 mission points, because we're in objective 3, to spend on these heroes, either Abe, Yamada, who I was really happy with his performance, and this guy did good with his grenades too. So we're going to have 3 XP to spend, mission points to buy skills for these guys between missions, and that's it for the second mission success of Guadalajara campaign as the Japanese. Thanks for watching.